greatest country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
What up, what up, what up? What's going on, America? We need every one of you to hit that like button and hit that share button right now because we have a lot to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that President Trump's life is at stake. And I mean, literally, it's already been tried once. But with new evidence in this new bombshell Epstein report, I believe yet again that Trump's never been more in danger than he is right now. Also, apparently, now they're finally admitting that illegals are, in fact, voting, if I'm not dying here, from in our elections. Well, we now know that to be true. We have so much to talk about, but we need you to do us a favor. You got to hit that like button. You got to hit the share button. If you believe that they're going to try again on President Trump's life, comment yes or no in the chat right now. President Trump, this whole episode is a message to you to please double your security. Please make sure that you are doing what you need to do to keep yourself safe. But let's talk about everybody that's in the studio right now. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the grandpappy, COVID survivor, Mexican cartel. Tony is in the building.
Morning, everybody. What's up? Sorry, I'm having a conversation with everybody about football teams over here.
All right, of course, producer Royce is in the building as well.
What's up? Good morning, everybody.
And everybody's favorite redneck, Hot Seat Todd, is here.
Morning. Just gotta say, thank you guys for showing up yesterday. We had a whole lot of fun, me and Casey did, and y'all all showed up and showed out. That was a blast.
Yep, and of course, I'm your host, Graham Allen. There we go. Hi, there I am. I see it now, Royce. Never mind. Anyway.
Okay, I was about to say.
All right, yeah, let's go full screen really quick. Todd's first show yesterday, the hot seat or in the hot seat. I personally thought he should have called it the hot seat, but he went within the hot seat. But it's his show. He can do whatever he wants to do. Thank you guys.
Todd's seat.
The Todd and not. Anyway.
That was old. Wow.
Thank you guys so much for showing up for for Todd's debut show leading, but also the first of hopefully many Dear America family shows. It was a great first show as anything, some things to tweak and things like that, but Lord knows where he is starting from where I started from. I equate it to
America.
I equate it to like kids that grew up like eating ramen noodles and that was it. And then you become millionaires and then your kids like grow up with you being a millionaire. It's kind of like that. But no, I'm happy for them. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Continue to show up every day at 1 p.m. Eastern time. 1 p.m.
12
Eastern time.
12 God's time.
Yes, and also I want to get comments in the chat here really quick. Riley, actually, you guys remember Riley yesterday? Yeah. King's Council came on. He saw what we're doing with Todd, and he wanted me to put this to the audience here. Would you guys be interested in perhaps King's Council joining the Dear America family? Wow. Would you guys like for Dear America's family programming to be 3 hours a day? Comment yes or no in the chat. Let us know if you want us to add yet another show. I mean, we'd have to talk about it and figure out what that is. But I want to know what you guys think. Comment yes or no.
That would be awesome.
That settles it really fast.
They're not doing daily right now, are they?
Not yet, but you never know what happens. So, Riley, if you're watching, the audience says yes, and so they would be very interested.
Except for one turd that said no. Which
you're gonna turn Dear America into one of those huge networks.
I love it.
Just branches out, man.
Yeah, well, that was always the dream. I love the people. You'd be like, "Can you hear me?" And they'll be like, "No." Like, okay, all right, whatever. All right, well, we actually do have a lot of things to talk about here, and one of them is specifically this. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you that they are going to try to lock us down again. Okay? Just yesterday, Los Angeles Times reports an even more contagious COVID strain is just getting started amid the California wave. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a new strain. It's always a new disease that's doing something that it's never done before. And let me tell you this right now. No matter what happens, do not comply. Never let them do again what they did to us in 2020. Remember when they literally withheld life-saving antibiotics, drugs from us? Ivermectin, bad. Hydroxychloroquine, oh, they're horse tranquilizers. You can't get it. You had to go to doctors like Black Market to try to get medications for you and your family. You can never let this happen again. That's why, look, this is how you get prepared. Okay. You can't say I'm not going to comply if you're not prepared. The way that you don't comply is you get contagion kits like this from the wellness company. They even have wellness kits. They even have first aid kits. This has got ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, amoxicillin, Z-Packs, and the list goes on and on. Never let them do this again because they're already trying to do it again. All you got to do is click the link in the bio. That's it. To go get your kit right now. Never let them do this to us again. Never let them take advantage of your family again. Be prepared.
Yeah.
Now, that's not even part of the ad. I just got off on a tangent. All right, but I actually do have to read for the wellness company. You guys can click the link in the description, or we've got the comment pinned right here. You need to go right now and go get your contagion kit. The end. How can you say you're going to be prepared if you're not prepared? Oh, I'm not bowing a knee. Okay. Do you have food at your house? No. Then you're going to bend the knee. I'm not bending the knee. Do you have water at your house? No. Then you're going to bend the knee. I'm not bending the knee. Do you have the drugs you're going to need? When your kids get sick, then you're going to bend the knee. And that's why you need to go get your kit from the wellness company right now. You can click the link in the description. You can click the pinned comment in the chat right now. But I got to do the actual read. So here we go, our friends at the wellness company. All right, America, listen up. It is no coincidence that we're seeing a surge of new health crises just as critical decisions need to be made. First, a massive COVID-19 spike with 1.2 million, in quotations, new cases. Then the World Health Organization declares monkeypox a global emergency, and now we're gearing up for a bird flu summit. Yes, they're literally having a summit over the bird flu. Ask yourself the question, are you prepared for this pandemic? Are you in the same position as you were during the last one? Shockingly, 48% of Americans don't have any emergency supplies ready. It's time to take control. Get the Contagion Emergency Kit from the wellness company right now. It has ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pack, Tamiflu. I have no idea, but it's in there. Nebulizers, the treatments they didn't want to give you. Why let them do that to you again? Go get it right now. It's just a few clicks. You can go to twc.health/Graham, or you can click the link in the description, or right now you can click the pinned comment right this second. Every single one of you, dear America family, I want every single one of you to be prepared. We talk about not complying all the time. This is how you don't comply. You prepare yourself. twc.health/Graham. The promo code Graham's going to save you $30 off plus free shipping. $30 off plus free shipping. All you got to do is click the link in the description, or right here, if you're on Rumble, in the live chat, it's a pinned comment. Go right now. Go get your Contagion Kit. Be prepared. All right. How about we get into the show?
Let's do it.
All right, so this next video that we're going to show you, things are getting bad in California. Now, this is Bert Kreischer, and this is why he's in here. Okay, everybody knows who Bert Kreischer is, the machine, all this other stuff, right? There are 3 F-bombs in this video. This is a warning if your children are watching. There are 3 F-bombs in this video, but I believe it to be important because For him, at the level he's at to make this video, things are getting bad. All right? Play the video.
This is Los Angeles. Everything is gone. Look at this. This is our deodorants, I think.
Wow.
This place is going, I mean, this looks like it's been looted. And I guess thieves just come in and take whatever's expensive and just fucking walk out with it. This is crazy. This is unrecognizable. When I moved to Los Angeles, you come into Rite Aid and you see the back wall. Fucking afternoon.
Look at it.
Looking around. This is so fucking sad.
That's how bad it's getting in America. Okay? And for Bert to make this look, the comedy elites, the Hollywood elites, they're starting to wake up, man. Like to give a shout out to the GOAT, Dan Bongino. Things are starting to get finally bad enough to where they're like, hold on a second. What in the world is going on here? 3 people died in South Carolina this week from some type of deli meat crisis that's going on.
Jesus.
Like, no, I'm serious. Like, there's some type of deli meat thing that's killing people, like listeria or something like that. Like, you can't even trust the food. Remember when I said they're going to go after the food supply? You remember all this stuff, and now you got people dying from eating a sandwich from Firehouse. I'm just saying, it's weird. Weird things are going on. People are finally starting to wake up. But speaking of things that aren't waking up, Alexa apparently has some weird things going on.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Joe Biden.
No, Joe Biden's, as you put it, Tony, Joe Biden's been dead for a long time.
Yeah. He's gone.
Listeria. Yeah, see? People were talking about it. Yeah, like I'm not making this crap up. Like there is a legit deli meat
Not
thing
Boar's
going on.
Head. I love that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway. All right, so this is apparently, I haven't seen this video yet, but the guys said that I need to watch it. So we're all going to watch this together at one time.
This is true.
And let's hit the play button. Let's see this.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Okay.
Alexa, why should I vote for Camala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a strong candidate with a proven track record of accomplishment. As the first female vice president, Harris has already broken down a major gender barrier, and her career in politics has been characterized by a commitment to progressive ideals and a focus on helping disenfranchised communities.
Stop it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
True statement.
Skynet is real. People,
been saying it for months.
Skynet is real. They're going to blow us up, all like in Terminator. This is what we're talking about. This is election interference. Do you believe that this is election interference? Comment in the chat, yes or no. And the reason why this is scary, because I know there's a lot of people our age that watch this. I don't ask Alexa questions.
No.
I don't give a flying BALLS what Alexa has to say about anything. I don't even ask Alexa what the weather is because I can look outside like our elders
did. Tell
did.
me a joke every once in a while. That's
Anyway,
about it.
my point is why this matters is because this is what our young people do. Siri, why should I vote for Donald Trump? I can't do things for blah, blah, blah. Oh, shut up, Siri. My phone literally turned on when I said.
I mean, it shouldn't be surprising. Remember back, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, where Google had blocked when you were researching the assassination of Donald Trump, nothing was popping up.
Yeah.
So I mean, this.
Well, not only that, it was
at
claiming Alexa or Google, whichever. It was claiming that Trump was not shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mine still does it. That little Google box in the kitchen, mine still does it.
Yeah, it wasn't just not giving
It'll give
information.
you all
it was
the
just
details
lying.
of Kennedy,
Hold on.
Lincoln, Reagan.
Somebody just said, let's see if Siri does it. Let's see. Siri, why should I vote for Donald Trump? Nothing.
You're
Hang
horrible
on.
at this.
Hang on. No. I just didn't do anything. Hang on. Siri, why should I vote for Donald Trump? Oh, it just gives me websites. Amazon Alexa responses on voting for Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. Commentary. Oh, it's bringing me to websites about what we just watched.
Asking about Kamala.
Yeah.
Okay. Siri, why should I vote for Kamala Harris? Nothing. Siri, why should I vote for Kamala Harris? It just gives me, it literally leads me to all of the articles. So at least Siri is kind of at least trying to be semi-honest
For now.
here. I don't have an Alexa. Like I said, I don't ask Alexa crap. Anyway, but that's what we're dealing with, people. Election interference far and wide. Maybe it's my Southern accent. Maybe it just doesn't understand what I'm saying. And you know what? Speaking of Southern accents, Peter Ducey had this. You guys like how I did that? You guys like
that was good.
Anyway, Peter Ducey had this question for KJP, the worst press secretary in history. And here we go.
Since when does the vice president have what sounds like a Southern accent?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
Well,
I mean, this is...
she was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that you
Same
think...
line
Okay, Peter.
that she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a Southern drawl.
I mean,
What?
do you hear the question that you're... I mean, do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important
Yes,
question?
we
They
do,
care. You know what they
Chick.
care about?
It's called
They care about
pandering.
the economy. They care about lowering costs. They care about health care. That's what Americans care about.
So
That's what they
okay,
want to
well,
hear.
this is
Pause.
They
something.
care
Pause.
about your colleague just...
To the audience, do you care that Kamala Harris is one person one place and another person another place? Is that something that you care about? If Donald Trump spoke one way at one rally, and then when he was surrounded by black people, all of a sudden he started hooping and all this other stuff, wouldn't you care that he's like a chameleon and he can be a bunch of things at one time? Is that something that bothers you? Yes or no? Comment in the chat.
This
I'm just
relates
curious.
to-
I want to know. Look at the chat blowing up. I'm just saying, like, of course we care about this, you moron.
I
And
would've
change
done
your
it.
wig.
I would have done an amazing job with that question if I was her. I'd be like, look, she lost in fantasy football last year, and the bet was she had to do a Foghorn Leghorn impression. She lost.
But this relates to her being Indian, but saying that she's black for political gain because she thinks being black is going to get her more votes.
Just
In
look
the
at the
same way
chat,
when
man.
she's in the group of
Everybody
Southerners-
cares. Everybody cares.
Everybody cares.
I
It's the same
don't-
thing when she's in the group of Southerners and sounds Southern. She thinks it's going to appeal to them more.
I honestly
same
don't.
issue.
I honestly don't care. She's a freaking fly that just needs to be swatted and smashed, man. That's all. I mean, and
You don't care?
well, I don't care. No,
if I went to El Paso surrounded by Hispanics, I'm like, hey, ese,
No, and-
hey,
and the reason I don't care-
Arriba la raza.
The reason I don't care is because
I'm just
she's
saying, like,
she's
you wouldn't care?
She's a freaking liar, man. You can't believe anything she says. I mean, she is literally just pandering to anything, whatever group of people she's standing in front of. So
No,
people
you're
who are
right.
listening
You're right.
people who are listening to her are the people that are just psychotic, man.
I agree, but you know who people aren't listening to, and that's the actual current, in quotations, president, who has been shunned to the stage in what could be the tiniest desk that the world has ever seen. This looks like a desk for a schoolboy in the 1920s.
That is an Oompa Loompa desk right there, man. That's what that is.
Let's play it. I want you to pay attention to how much he has to concentrate to even like fit into this desk. All right,
Literally
just play
half
it.
off at IKEA right there.
Yeah.
Mom, look at that desk.
Look at him. Even he's shocked. Like, what the crap is this? Look.
Can I even get under this thing?
And I'm down. Okay, wow.
Dude, that is so.
Look how tiny it is.
Wow.
This is what this man has been reduced to.
Do you remember? You know what that reminds me of, man? Like when we were in school and you got in trouble and you got in school suspension, and then it put you in the little room with those tiny little bitty desks facing the wall. Like,
well, that's what he's in.
Biden's in ISS
It's
right
a
now.
fake set. Yeah.
I love how it says the White House in the back, and he is obviously go all the way to the front of the video.
That's
It says
awesome.
the White House. He is obviously in a studio right now. Like this is a studio, and it says the White House.
Shrinkflation is definitely real because that desk was 60% bigger under Donald
Dude,
Trump.
that desk is what do they call it? It's not cardboard. What was it called when they mesh all the stuff together for the desk?
Press board.
Yeah, press board. Yeah, that's what that is.
Oh yeah.
particle board. That is the desk that the WWE will choke slam somebody
And
through.
slam people
and
through.
it just collapses like this. A real desk would not move at all. They would just land on it. That is a prop. That's a prop for the new Die Hard movie.
That looks like that looks like a desk that like a father would make for his son. While he's got the real daddy desk, and then his son's got the little one.
What's the name of that kids brand that makes all the fake cars,
Fisher
the plastic
Price and all that?
cars?
Yeah, there you go.
That's like a
Fisher
kid's
Price.
version of a desk. Fisher
Anyway.
Price, yeah.
All right. Enough of that.
But it's funny, man.
The economy's down, guys. They got to
yeah.
do what they got to do. What they got to do. Speaking of the economy fixing to take a hit, you know how we keep telling you in October, BRICS is going to announce an alternative to the U.S. dollar. Well, Mongolia just rolled out the red carpet for Putin. And right here in this article by the Associated Press, we found this very interesting thing. Putin invited the Mongolian president to attend a summit of the BRICS nations, a group that includes Russia and China, among others, in the Russian city of Kazan in late October. So now they want Mongolia to join as well. We already know that Turkey is involved in it, and that's 2 days in a row. Turkey and now Mongolia all in this BRICS thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are telling you they are coming after the U.S. dollar. And we need you to go right now and text the word Graham. That's Graham to 989898 right now to our friends at Birch Gold. Okay, they're going to send you a free 25-page information kit. And I've heard you guys talk, gold's too expensive. Silver's better. Guess what? They do all the above. They're going to tell you how gold, silvers, and precious metals can protect your money against the economy and against the world that is trying to downgrade the U.S. dollar as the nationwide currency. Text the word Graham. That's Graham to 989898 right now. All right. So in a bit of depressing news, I believe the Lord answers prayers, but I guess Satan answers some as well. I don't know. Brian Stelter, Mr. Potato Head himself, is back,
Welcome back.
at CNN. Can we just go to his stupid face right here?
Oh, my God.
Almighty.
What is that
If
smile?
Arkham Asylum Joker was a person.
For real.
Can you Google Brian Stelter Joker? I'm just curious if somebody has made that picture into a Joker thing. I just while we're here, here's the best part. He's going to be the chief media analyst.
Awesome.
Mr. Potato Head is going to be the chief. If you hate this guy, comment yes or no in the chat right now.
Dude,
I just want to know how much he's hated. Brian Stelter Joker. I'm just curious if somebody
there's a side by side.
There it is.
That's the best.
There you go. That's
that
close
is a
enough.
mouthful of teeth
That is
right
pretty
there,
good.
dude.
That is a dead ringer, is what that is.
I wonder how much his dentist gets paid every year. Good Lord.
those
That's
teeth
overtime right there.
Somebody said, Graham, please stop it. It's getting to be when I'm at work. Tell people to text Graham to 989898. Yes, tell them to do it. Either way. All right, so there you go. I know most of you don't care, but just to show that, CNN is unsavable. They have rehired Brian Stelter, Mr. Potato Head. All right. I don't care about this. Just move on. All right. We do have some sad stuff here. Yet again, we know that the border is in shambles. The border czar, Camala Harris, has ruined it. If you believe the border czar did not do her job, comment yes or no in the chat right now. This is a heartbreaking report. I believe it's a video. Let's play this.
Statewide News Network covers Lake County, where the sheriff says a man is under arrest for stabbing a teenager. Investigators say this picture is from when 26-year-old Dimas Gabriel Yanez was taken into custody. Deputies tell us he was in the process of cutting his hair to change his appearance when he was arrested. They say Yanez stabbed a 14-year-old girl who was watching her brother's baseball game in Lowell over the weekend. She has been treated and was released from the hospital. The sheriff says Yanez was deported to Honduras in 2018. Investigators believe he's been involved in criminal activity since illegally returning to the U.S. Statewide News Network.
Stab him back. I mean,
well, one, we're thankful that the girl is okay, but how many more? Like how many more times are we going to continue to allow this to go on? How many people are still living in complete and total denial? I went to New York last week, and I went to Mulberry Street, which is Little Italy for people that don't know New York. And I'm sitting out on the street at the Cannoli King shop right there on Mulberry Street, very prominent place in New York. And I'm listening to the owner of the shop, been there 51 years. And he's talking about the fact that all these illegals are coming in and ruining client base and how he's going to go out of business after 51 years because there's no tourist anymore. Because nobody will come out there because people, not everybody like me knows where to go. That, like all these illegal immigrants and everything are going to the tourist places. They're going to Times Square. They're going to where the World Trade Center footprints are and all this other kind of stuff. They don't know like the places that people go when you just live there, right? They don't know that stuff. And these businesses are going out of business. Like this is happening everywhere. Yeah. How long are we going to allow this to continue? They're ruining our cities. They're ruining our cultures. They're ruining our traditions as Americans. They're ruining everything. They told me, check this out. This is some insider baseball for you. So Little Italy and Chinatown back up right next to each other in New York, okay? The Little Italy Italians were telling me that the Syrians are pushing the Chinese out of Chinatown in New York. That's how crazy it is.
That's nuts.
That they are being overrun by Syrian refugees and illegals coming in there, and not only just coming in there, they're taking territory, man. Like you go outside of Mulberry Street. Mulberry Street's still pretty nice. Okay, St. Patrick's old cathedral is there. Like they keep it pretty nice. You hang a left, dude. It looks like every horror movie, like back alley you've ever seen ever, man. Like it's crazy.
Well, of course, the tourism is going to trash in New York. Like, and Kendra's been wanting to go visit New York City because she's never been since we've been married. And I told her early as this year, I'm like, no, it's not going to happen because there's too many of them. I can't protect you. Like, it'd be me versus 100 people, and I'll go to prison. And you'll get killed. Like I can't do it. Like I want these things.
I mean, for all the people on the left who probably don't watch the show, but we all know people on the left, and we can all send them this article or whatnot. What if that was your child, or what if that was your sister or your wife or whatnot? That is what we are fighting for. We are fighting we are fighting for us to protect our laws, vet people before they get let in this country, and just keep our citizens safe. I mean, it's almost until it happens to them, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. But again, what if that was your child, your sister, your wife? That is when they start to take action. That is when they start to say, "Oh yeah, maybe this open border policy isn't all that it cracks up to be." But I mean, why does it have to take something so drastic for them to make changes in their life? Why can't you just see that we are trying to do the right thing and just enforce our laws?
And the sad part about it is even if Trump gets elected, or when he gets elected in November, I don't think 4 years of Trump fixes it. Like I think it's so bad right now that it's going to take 4 years of him and 8 years of somebody else to get us somewhat safe in those areas. That's the scary part.
Well, it was a strategy by the Democrats because they're all going to vote Dem. They're all going to vote for Camala now or whatever. So they don't care. And I know that Trump deported people when he first got in office. It obviously wasn't nearly as bad. What are we, 15 million or something like that?
Yeah.
Entered our country. It's not nearly as bad, or it wasn't nearly as bad when he did it. It might take 10 or 15 years to get them all out.
Yeah.
To find them all, kick them out.
So all of these cities are just going to crash, man.
The residents of New York City, like the real residents that I spoke to while I was there, they said straight up that even if Trump gets in, we would have to solidify everything. We would have to solidify the Congress and the Senate and all this other stuff. And it'd take 15, 20 years to fix New York. I mean, and it would have to go to, these are New Yorkers saying this, it would have to go back to the early Giuliani days where the cops were beating people with sticks everywhere, left, right. And here's another thing that's scary. And I'll say this one last thing for New York. I go to New York all the time. In the 10 years that I've been going back and forth to New York, this is how drastic it was. When I first started going to New York back in 2016, 2015, you go to Times Square and Manhattan and all these other places, dude, there were cops everywhere. I mean, everywhere. You could not look around and not see 3, 4, 5 cops just walking the streets, standing around like they were everywhere. I was there for 3 days. I saw one cop. Saw a lot of cop cars parked with no cops in it. I saw one cop, one real cop the entire time I was there.
That's crazy.
One cop in the biggest city in the United States. One real life police officer there. I saw a lot of cop cars empty. One cop, actually. And that one cop was walking back from grabbing something to eat to get back in his car and drive off.
Why do you think that is? Do you think they're having recruiting problems?
Absolutely, there are people quitting. 100%.
Dude, every time they arrest somebody, they get filmed and thrown in jail. Like, I wouldn't be a cop there. No way.
What an upside down world we're living in, dude.
I wouldn't. All right, but that brings us to the point. Illegals here. It brings us to the point. This is where we remind you to hit that like button, hit that share button right here. We've all known that illegals have been voting. We all know that the Democrats want more illegals to vote, but the Associated Press just yesterday finally admitted to what we all know. Illegal voting. This is how they word it. Illegal voting by non-citizens is rare. Yet Republicans are making it a major issue this election. They're saying it like we're stupid. Well, I mean, some people that aren't Americans are voting for American elections, but it's not like it's this huge deal. Republicans are just blowing this way out of the water. 4 years ago, we were conspiracy theorists. I want to know the numbers. What are they saying the numbers are? Because you need to multiply it by 100. But I just want to know here. Royce, you already know. You're going to have to go in on this here. What does the law say? Whoa.
What does the data say?
What's the data say? Okay, yeah. Scroll in here. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, a Republican, said this past weekend that more than 6,500 potential non-citizens have been removed from Texas voters. 2021, 1,900. Ohio Secretary said 138 apparently non-citizens have been found to vote. Election in 459 who registered but did not vote. But a small fraction of the more than 8 million registered voters in Ohio.
Look at Alabama.
Alabama, 3,200. Georgia, 1,600. How many votes did Trump lose by in Georgia? Was it like less than 10,000 or something like that?
Really
That's
low,
a big old chunk of it right there. Let's see here. What do the courts say? What is this? Arizona provides a case study of long-running attempts by Republicans to prohibit non-citizens from voting under a 2004. Well, duh. The point is this. One, I don't believe these numbers. Okay. I don't believe them at all. All right. I know for a fact from my weekly meetings with the Trump campaign that in Michigan alone, they've removed over 18,000 people that are on the voting records that weren't supposed to be in there. In total, between Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota, they've removed over 100-something thousand from the rolls. These numbers aren't real. But if you go up to the top, you go up to all the way back up to the top, this is how you know they're not real. Because after years of saying that illegals are voting, now they're finally admitting it, but they're saying that it's rare and it's small, which means that they're doing it on massive scales. They just want you to believe that it's small because they believe you to be stupid. I know you're not stupid, but they think you are. And they're trying to make it seem even more normal for illegals to vote in our elections. That's what they're trying to do. Mike Johnson. Let's go to Mike Johnson here on this. Conservatives are pushing for proof of citizenship voting bill in an anti-shutdown measure. I guess the government's fixing to shut down again. We haven't had a working budget since the 1990s, but whatever. Conservatives in Congress expect Speaker Mike Johnson to support a stopgate funding bill next week that includes a proof of citizenship voting requirement, potentially extending government funding into 2025. This move would set up a showdown with the Democratic-led Senate and White House, which oppose the measure. Why would Democrats oppose a bill that you would have to show proof that you are a citizen of the United States to vote in a U.S. election?
I mean,
riddle me that.
What do we feel about this? Because Mike Johnson has.
It sounded like you said my Johnson.
Mike Johnson.
Mike. You gotta get
Mike,
the K in there.
Mike Johnson
My Johnson
has said stuff in the past before, but he's buckled to the pressure from the Dems. I mean, it's all fine and dandy that he's saying all this stuff, but I mean, how serious do you think it's gonna get between the showdown that he's saying between the Democrats and what he's proposing to do?
I think all of this, everything they do in the media is to try to normalize it before they make it widespread.
This makes no sense. It's already a federal law that you have to be a U.S. citizen to vote in federal elections.
Exactly.
It's already a law.
So why are they having to do this? If it's already a law, then why are they having to do this?
Like, why? It's already in the Constitution. It's already in the law that if you're not a citizen, some states allow you to vote in local elections, but in order to vote in federal, you have to be a citizen. And oh my God, why do we have to prove something there's already a law for?
If you believe that mass illegals are going to vote in this election, comment yes or no in the chat right now. I believe it's going to be at a level that we can't possibly imagine, which is why it is so vitally important for us to get the word out, and it's got to be too big to rig. They're going to use illegal votes to rig the election this cycle, and they're already setting up the framework for that to be the case. And this leads me to something I want to talk about before we get into Trump here. Actually, let's go ahead and do Patriot Mobile really quick, because speaking of Christian, let's talk about our Christian friends at Patriot Mobile. Okay, Patriot Mobile is a Christian organization that you should give your money to for your cell phone needs. You can join me, Dana Lash, Glenn Beck, Charlie Kirk, Sebastian Gorka, Steve Bannon, Dan Bongino, and the list goes on and on. You can go to patriotmobile.com/Graham. The promo code Graham is going to get you your first month free. They've got Patriot Mobile One. It's a dual tower phone to where if AT&T isn't working, you can switch over to Verizon and vice versa. But now they have this new Up phone. I don't know if we can find that on this website really quick. Royce, somewhere. I saw it earlier at the top.
I know where it is.
Yeah. And anyway, they got this new Up phone, which is a partnership with Unplugged, which is a new security measure to keep geo-tracking away from you. No, it was in the advertisement screen at the beginning. There it is, Unplugged. There you go. So click on this. So this is the Up phone. It is another step and another measure for you to be off the grid as much as humanly possible. This is a Christian company that cares about you, your privacy, all of the above. Go to patriotmobile.com/Graham. Promo code Graham gets you a free month. Go to patriotmobile.com/Graham. That's patriotmobile.com/Graham. Promo code Graham. All right. I want to bring this up because I haven't been talking about this because I've been listening to a bunch of people go back and forth, and I already know this is going to make a lot of people mad. Was going to be an on-time episode, but I just can't. I can't not. I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about it because this election is too important. Okay, and I need every one of you to hit the like button right now because it's fixing to get heated. It's fixing to get real. Okay, and I need you to share this as far as humanly possible because there's a lot of people that that need to hear this. There is a growing measure, and this is from a friend of mine. Her name's Lila Rose. She started it. I don't think she meant for it to turn into a bigger thing as it turned into. And so I'm not going to talk bad about Lila here. She's a friend of mine. I vehemently disagree with what she has done. She has started this movement that Christians, pro-life Christians, need to withhold their vote from Donald Trump because him and J.D. Vance have stated that they will not do a federal abortion ban. I personally believe, and comment in the chat if you agree, yes or no. I personally believe that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire
100%.
life. I think that it is ignorant. I think that it is very short-sighted. And I think that you are going to purposefully lose the election for President Trump, and you're going to give it to the actual satanic communist that will murder children in the womb all the way up till post-birth abortions. That's what I think. I think that you are insane for starting that. I don't understand the thought process, and I want to bring it to I want to bring it to a discussion here. I think we can all agree as Christians. I pray for the day that there is a federal abortion ban, that there is no more abortion in our world. Just to be honest, I don't know if that's ever going to happen because the Bible says all this crap blows up before it gets better anyway. So I don't think we're ever going to get to it. But to encourage people at this point in time, 62 days from the election, you're going to start this thing moving amongst Christians where Trump said he's not going to push for a federal abortion ban, so we're not voting for anybody. That's a vote for Kamala Harris. And the person that gets you 70% there, you're going to spite him to give it to the person that is perfectly okay with murdering babies in any step of the way. It doesn't make sense. And I don't understand it, and it drives me insane. I don't understand how Christians can be so politically ignorant that and I've seen many pastors like this too that are attacking President Trump over this. Fine, you don't agree with it. I don't agree with it either. But I know for a fact that Kamala Harris is going to kill all the babies. That's what I know. Help me understand. Todd, help me out.
They literally had an abortion van outside of the DNC. They had an abortion and vasectomy van outside of the DNC.
Yeah.
How is not voting for Trump going to help the cause? Okay, Trump has openly stated that he wants to bring it to the states, make the states decide, and then that's up to you to elect a good governor. Right? I don't think that is a bad decision.
Fight the battle in your state. Fight the battle in your state.
You help make the decision in your state. I don't think that a federal abortion ban is a bad idea. I'm for it because I don't agree with abortion. And there's so many levels to it. But to say you're going to bring it to the states and let you decide who you vote in to make that decision, I don't think is bad either. Well, I think that is a better playing field for Trump, honestly. But at the end of the day, saying you're not going to vote for Trump, pretty much everything that Graham just said, saying you're not going to vote for Trump because of this issue is a vote for Kamala Harris. Elect Kamala Harris, who is the person who had an abortion van outside of the DNC. It's idiotic.
Literally. We know for a fact that they murdered at least 30 babies right there in front of the DNC.
At least.
Actual demonic Moloch worship. Child sacrifice in front of the DNC convention. I don't understand. And it's not just Lila Rose, so I don't want to pile it on her. Like I said, Lila's always been really cool to me. This is not me attacking her personally. She has always been very nice to me. I got nothing negative to say. What her and Live Action do for the pro-life movement is bar none. It's amazing, okay? What I'm saying is I don't understand this. Allie Beth Stuckey has joined this thing. I've seen a lot of pastors going after Trump as well. I get it. You don't agree with it. I don't agree with it either. I need you to hear me. I don't agree with it either. But I also understand that Trump gets you 70% there. Mm-hmm. Trump was the guy that got Roe v. Wade overturned. Okay, how quickly we forget. And now, because you want a federal abortion ban, which I'm going to be honest, the only time you're going to get a federal abortion ban is when Jesus comes back. That's it. That's when you'll get it.
Well, I want to carry it.
That's when you'll get it, when Jesus comes back.
I want to carry it a step further and totally get off this abortion Christian thing. All right, if those people have children, whatever that woman's name is, and all these Christians that are saying they're not voting for Trump because of the anti-abortion ban, look. It's never going to happen. Nobody's ever going to vote for it. It's never going to pass, for one. Number two, if you already have children, not voting for Trump and voting for Kamala, that's going to get a drag queen story hour for the children that you currently have. That's going to get boys competing against your daughters in the schoolhouse. All right. That's going to get men being dressed as women, going into bathrooms with your current children. So not voting for Trump is voting for the dangerous endanger of the kids you currently have. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
It's also going to be the start of World War III, sending your kids to war.
Well, yes. And here's the thing for everybody talking about it. So as Christians, what are we supposed to do? Win the election. And then, as Christians, you put the pressure on Trump to go after a federal abortion ban. You don't do it freaking 60-something days before the election to get Christians turned off at Trump and then just to withhold their vote. 70% of Christians already don't vote in the first place. I'm going around the entire country talking to churches trying to convince them why they need to vote. And then we've got this counterproductive crap going on.
Well,
look, fight the battle when it's time to fight the battle.
If you feel so strongly about it, the best thing that we're going to get is what we have right now. It being up to the state, like Royce said. All right, move to a state that won't let you do it. That's all you got to do.
Well, if I could say something here, Todd, I think that their intentions are good, but you need to know when to pick your battles. I mean, right now, like you're saying, Graham, right now is not the time. We need to come together, unify, and back Trump with everything he's doing, because the last thing we need is a divided issues here with our own conservative group about abortion bans and Vance and Trump not putting an abortion ban. And we just need to be united. We can't show any cracks in our armor that the Democrats can attack us for.
We got to win in November.
Exactly. And let me add one more point here. All that is, to all the people that agree with this group of Christians that are doing this, okay, all that is the devil himself tuning you out to vote for who he really wants in the White House. That's all that is. That's it. And if you fall for it, you're on your own.
And I'm not saying don't fight the battle. I'm not saying don't beat at the door of the White House every single day for a federal abortion ban. I'm on board with it. But 62 days before the election of either Trump or the communist baby killer Kamala Harris is not the time. There is a time and a place. It's just like in war, right? Back in the old days, there was a time to bring in the cavalry to finish out the enemy. But if you brought in the cavalry too quickly, you lost the whole fight. You lost the whole battle. There's a time and a place. There's a time and a place. Mm-hmm. There's strategy. Right. And that's what I disagree with. But we got to move on to the thing that I want to talk about today. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you need to hit that share button. You need to hit that like button and comment in the chat right now. Do you believe that they're going to attempt to take out Trump via his life again? Yes or no in the comment section. I believe the answer is yes. And this is why I believe it even more so now than I did before. This was an interview that Donald Trump just did. What was his name? Lex Friedman? What was his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Where Trump says that he is going to release the Epstein Files. Now, remember, we've had things pop up. You know, we got some people named as, you know, client number whatever, John Doe number whatever, and one of them was Bill Clinton and all this stuff.
Bill Clinton.
But we also know for a fact that there's a lot of Epstein tapes that have never seen the light of day. Donald Trump says here that he wants to let that out. So play this, and then we'll go from here. Let's go.
But a lot of big people went to that island. But fortunately, I was not one of them.
It's just very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Probably will be, by the way. Probably.
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. Now, Kennedy's interesting because it's so many years ago. They do that for danger too, because, endangers certain people, et cetera, et cetera. So Kennedy is very different from the Epstein thing. But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
Okay, boom, right there. Donald Trump says that he's going to release the Epstein client list if elected. I'd have no problem with it. I assume this means the videos, the everything. Let's read a little bit of what the New York Post has to say. I'm just curious what they say during it. All right, yeah, we just watched that. Go down a little bit. Do they have anything to add? The former president argued that Epstein was a good salesman who had some nice assets that he'd throw around like islands. When asked why so many high-powered executives, politicians, and royalty have been linked to the multimillionaire pedophile. Here's the thing. They're even writing about it. Go back up. Real quick. Sorry. High-powered executives, politicians, and royalty have been linked to it. We're freaking standing here. They know. They're writing about it right there. Just kind of like matter of fact. Oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. All right, go down. Let's keep going. Quote, but a lot of big people went to that island. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of them. Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008. Epstein was busted again in 2019. 66-year-old was found dead via suicide in January. Unsealed court documents filed in Epstein accuser Virginia. I can't pronounce it. Defamation lawsuit. Sex offender Ghislaine Maxwell showed dozens of high-profile names among the more than 170 people with ties to Epstein. Okay, go down. Is there any more? Let's see. There's the island. All right, let's see. Quote, yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Trump responded. Probably will be, by the way. Okay, so he's going to release it. Yeah. Keep going. These are just quotes from the video we saw. All right, that's it. Okay. Alex Jones has something to say about this. So it's a longer video, as most Alex Jones videos are, but I believe it to be important. You need to hit that like button, you need to hit the share button, and I'll cut him off when I think he starts rambling. But let's listen to what what Alex has to say.
It over and over again. Trump needs to go on the offense against the deep state. He needs to pledge to release the entire client list of Jeffrey Epstein that the FBI and the CIA and others are sitting on top of, plus all the thousands of hard drives and DVDs and VHS tapes, some of which go back 35 years, that they got the Zorro Ranch of Epstein's in New Mexico and at Little St. John's in the Caribbean and his New York compound. They literally have reportedly truckloads, 18-wheeler loads, several of them, of all of this blackmail information where these world leaders, Mossad chiefs, you name it, would reportedly go to these facilities and have sex with children. World leaders, business leaders would go there. Corporate leaders, government leaders, to be openly in the club as a rite of passage and have sex with underage girls and reportedly boys as well. Now, he also had a lot of secret breeding operations and stem cell harvesting going on at Zorro Ranch. We know Peter Nygaard is now in prison for all this bizarre behavior. This is mad scientist stuff. It's way worse, if that's possible, than just pedophilia. And the victims are way younger than 14, 15, or 16. That's the stuff the FBI put out to make it not sound as bad. So now, President Trump has pledged today on Lex Friedman's podcast, it's an amazing interview, that he will release all of that information when he is reelected president. This is absolutely what he should do for the victims, for justice, but to also stop the CIA, Mossad, and MI6, that are all basically the same group at the top, from continuing these blackmail operations. We know that Epstein was working for them.
So this is the thing to remember. It's so much worse than what we think it is. Now, I want to play that video of the guy talking about how he doesn't think Trump will be allowed to be elected. Now, this was an interesting video that we found, and I want to play that for you again. It's a little long as well. So they start talking about Biden, but then they get into Trump, and it's a very, honestly, when you listen to it, it's a weird feeling, like while they're talking, like, you know, it's almost this ominous kind of thing. But listen to this here, and listen to this. Very interesting stuff. Play it.
You said, what are the odds that Joe Biden has a debilitating event between now and November, including death? So he runs a 1 in 20 chance of dying in any given year or above, that I don't think you know whether he's even going to make it to November. debilitating event could have been a debilitating public event?
I purposely left it vague, and I didn't say the other part of it, which I now feel comfortable saying, which is I don't know whether Donald Trump will be allowed to become president.
Listen.
What do you mean by that?
I think that there's a remarkable story, and we're in a funny game, which is, are we allowed to say what that story is? Because to say it, to analyze it, to name it, is to bring it into view. I think we don't understand why the censorship is behaving the way it is. We don't understand why it's in the shadows. We don't understand why our news is acting in a bizarre fashion. So let's just set the stage, given that that was in February. There is something that I think Mike Benz has just referred to as the rules-based international order. It's an interlocking series of agreements, tacit understandings, explicit understandings, clandestine understandings about how the most important structures keep the world free of war and keep markets open. And there has been a system in place, whether understood explicitly or behind the scenes or implicitly, that says that the purpose of the two American parties is to prune the field of populist candidates so that whatever two candidates exist in a face-off are both acceptable to that world order.
Whoa.
So what you're trying to do from the point of view, let's take it from the point of view of, let's say, the State Department, the intelligence community, the Defense Department, and major corporations that have to do with international issues, from arms trade to, food. They have a series of agreements that are fragile and could be overturned if a president entered the Oval Office who didn't agree with them, and the mood of the country was, why do we pay taxes into these structures? Why are we hamstrung? Why aren't we a free people?
Wow.
So what the two parties would do is that they would run primaries. You'd have populist candidates, and you'd pre-commit the populist candidates to support the candidates who won the primaries. As long as that took place and you had two candidates that were both acceptable to the international order, that is, that they aren't going to rethink NAFTA or NATO or what have you, we called that democracy. And so democracy was the illusion of choice, what's called magician's choice, where the choice is not actually, pick a card, any card, but somehow the magician makes sure that the card that you pick is the one that he knows. In that situation, you have magician's choice in the primaries, and then you'd have the duopoly field two candidates, either of which was acceptable, and you could actually afford to hold an election. And the populace would vote, and that way the international order wasn't put at risk every 4 years, because you can't have alliances that are subject to the whim of the people in plebiscites. So under that structure, everything was going fine until 2016. And then the first candidate ever to not hold any position in the military nor position in government in the history of the Republic to enter the Oval Office, Donald Trump, broke through the primary structure. So then there was a full court press. Okay, we only have one candidate that's acceptable to the international order. Donald Trump will be under constant pressure that he's a loser, he's a wild man, he's an idiot, and he's under the control of the Russians. And then he was going to be a 20-1 underdog.
Wow.
And then he wins. And there was no precedent for this. They learned their lesson. You cannot afford to have candidates who are not acceptable to the international order and continue to have these alliances. This is an unsolved problem.
Okay. Everything he said there is so true. You know how I've always told you guys that your state GOPs are corrupt? Everything he said is exactly right. Like these primaries that you hold for your whatever, the 99% of them, they already know who their person is that they really want. So everything else is futile. Everything else is this. Everything else is that. They lock up all the money. They lock up all this. the thing about that interview that was so pointed out to me was, did you hear how quiet it was?
Mm-hmm.
Like there was this ominous thing. It's
very
like,
eerie.
like, look, I'm telling you, they're not going to let Donald Trump win in 2024.
So I have a question for you guys before we move on. We just talked about that abortion ban, and what we said is that, you know, know when to pick your battles. If you were on the Trump team and he was saying that he was going to release the Epstein Files, wouldn't we want? There's such a thing as self-preservation. Obviously, we know that Trump's got a bullseye on his back. They already tried to assassinate him, and I know he's a gangster, and I know he says things that, you know, that he's gonna do or whatnot. But don't you think he should like kind of roll it back a little bit? Because after he's in the Oval Office and he takes hold of the country again and he does what he wants to do, he can do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants. But until then, don't you think he should try to protect himself and not try to?
Well,
to
answer your question, he did do that, Tony. It's just the media, and this is how we know, and to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole, this is how we know that the fake news media is in on it. Because did he actually say, yes, I will do it? No. He said, I'll certainly look at it. He never said, oh, yeah, as soon as I'm elected, the list is coming out. He never said that. He said, I will certainly look at it. But what the media does is they immediately, Trump's going to release the files. Trump's going to release the files. And that's to get what that dude's just talking about, what Graham's been talking about, that's going to immediately alert that scary person in the dark to find their next patsy.
Yeah. Well, I want to show you why I believe that Donald Trump's in more danger than ever before, on top of everything that we just did. But before I do that, we got to get our last sponsor out of the way, and this is Tax Network USA. We got to talk about it. Speaking of three-letter organizations that are pieces of garbage, the IRS. You know, I need every one of you to go check out our friends over at Tax Network USA. Do you owe back taxes? Pandemic relief is now over, along with the hiring of thousands of new agents and field officers. The IRS has kicked off 2024 by sending over 5 million pay-up letters. Don't waive your rights to speak to these blood-sucking vampires. They are not your friend, but Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm, is. They've saved over $1 billion in back taxes for their clients. Whether you owe 10 grand or 10 million, they can help you. Whether it's business or personal, they can help you. Whether you have the means to pay for it or you're on a fixed income, they can help you. You can go to tnusa.com/Graham or call 1-800-245-6000 for a private free consultation. That's tnusa.com/Graham or 1-800-245-6000. All right, it's where you need to hit the like button and share it, because this is the stuff right here. A bombshell from Senator Josh Hawley came out yesterday about the first assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Turns out that the people that were guarding him, the vast majority were not even Secret Service agents.
But Graham took a class.
They were DHS people that took a 2-hour online class. Hit play. You cannot make it up. Hit play.
That's exactly right. I'm told that actually Homeland Security agents were pulled off of child exploitation cases, child endangerment cases, the stuff they normally do. They don't normally do protective detail work at all. They were pulled off those cases, said, here, you're going to go guard the former president of the United States. Watch this webinar. Oops, it doesn't really work. That's all right. Go out into the field anyway. Jesse, this is a nightmare. And we still have no answers. The only reason we know this stuff is because of whistleblowers. It's outrageous.
That is absolutely.
Okay. Did you hear what he just said? And look, this is how serious this is. The first assassination attempt, it wasn't even Secret Service agents that were actually protecting President Trump. The vast majority were DHS agents that were child exploitation officers or agents that got pulled from that duty. Go figure. I mean, we've got 300,000 plus children missing at the border, child sex trafficking, but whatever, that doesn't matter. But either way, pulled them off and said, hey, watch this 2-hour video on how to protect and guard a president of the United States. Also, CNN has never shown one Trump rally except for the one where Trump was shot. And nobody's talking about it.
Boom.
Nobody's investigating CNN about that. Roger Stone was talking about this the other day. CNN has covered one Trump rally since 2015, the one where he was shot. That's an awful big coinky-dink, don't you think? Donald Trump is in serious danger. I truly believe that Donald Trump, another attempt is going to be on his life. If you think that to be true, comment yes or no in the comment section right now. Mr. President, if you're watching, Alex, James, Taylor, Miss Susie, if any of you are watching, I am pleading with you. I am pleading that I'm pleading that I'm pleading. You have got to spend however much money it costs to protect yourself at all costs. I believe what that video said earlier. I believe that they are not going to let you win. They're going to do everything in their power, and everything else hasn't worked. And the only thing they have left is to try to do it again. And Facebook can try to censor this. YouTube can try to censor this, but they've already tried to kill the man once. Do you really think that they won't try again? Especially now that it appears that we got a Polymarket poll here. Let's go to Polymarket. Especially now that it appears that the honeymoon phase is over for Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is starting to gain ground again. Look, he is now a 4-point favorite in election forecast in 2024. Everything that they're trying is not working. I believe that, go to the Pennsylvania poll. I believe it's right before this one. Trump is now back in favor by 4 points to win Pennsylvania. Everything is not working. And I truly believe that they are going to do everything that they can to not let Trump be the president. And I think now more than ever, we need to do everything we can to protect the president, but we also need to do everything we can to band together to make this thing too big to rig, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to do everything possible. So, Mr. President and your team, I'm begging you, please get better security. Please.
Dude, you got veterans that are coming out every single day with combat experience, Mr. President, saying they do it for free. I mean, come on. I mean, you've got prior tier 1 snipers that are saying they'll do it for free.
For free.
Like,
hey, man,
come on.
We got 62 days. It is time, all in, all gas, no brakes, everybody. Everybody needs to join together to fight this battle across the board. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the episode for today. I ask you a couple things. One, I ask you to hit that like button. 2, I ask you to hit that follow button. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever, share this video far and wide. And please do me a favor and go back in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on everything that we brought you today. Also, I want to thank our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, we only partner with so many people, and there are people that truly have the same values as us, and they are what keeps us in business here, to be able to bring you the truth. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to pick this month the wellness company. I believe that this is so important for you to have this medicine for your family, because I remember when they wouldn't give you ivermectin. I remember when they wouldn't give you hydroxychloroquine. I remember when doctors' offices had a sign that says, if you got a fever, don't come in here. Okay? This happened. There's a pinned comment right now, or the link is in the description right now. Every single one of you that purchases a wellness kit, I'm going to get the wellness company to give me that list, and I'm going to get with them. I'm going to commit to paying 3 of you, because I know that it's expensive, all right? I'm going to commit to helping 3 of you pay your rent or mortgage next month. And I'm going to talk to them about matching that with me, because they're going to have a list of everybody that did it, all your contact information, all that stuff. I'm going to pick 3 of you to help you out, because I believe that this is that big of deal. Okay, do not hesitate. Do not wait. Go get this for your family now. The link is in the description and it's pinned in the chat here on Rumble. Go right now and go get this for your family. That's how much I believe in this. All right, this month only. Every single order, I'm going to get them to get me a list. I'm going to pick 3 people, and I'm going to talk to them about matching me. So hopefully we can get 6 people, because I know that money's tight right now, and we want to help as many people as we can. But you got to get this. You've got to. Don't act like they won't do it again. Please support the people that support us. Click the link in the description, or if you're on Rumble, click the pinned comment link right now. Go get your wellness kit. All right, Todd. Pray us out, then we'll do super questions.
Sweet. Let us bow. Father, we just thank you for a good show, Lord. We thank you for the platform that you've blessed us with to be able to go out here and spread the good news that is your son, Jesus Christ, and the sacrifice that he made. Father, I just, as always, I thank you for the 3 men that I get to share this screen with every day, and that you continue to allow us and give us the strength to be bold and to go forward and just to preach your word, to tell your word, and get your love, grace, and mercy out to as many people as we possibly can. Father, we thank you for everything that you do for us, Lord, and I just ask that you go out ahead of us, you go out ahead of every listener, and that you pave the way, you be a light under their feet, you open the doors that need to be opened, close the ones that need to be closed, but also give us the discernment to tell the difference between the two. Father, we love you, we thank you, and we ask all these things in your son's name, and all God's people said.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, let's do, actually, while a bunch of people are here, remember, 1 p.m. Eastern time, tune in to In the Hot Seat with Todd. It is underneath the Dear America family. Make sure you tune in and show out for Todd, 1 p.m. Eastern time for In the Hot Seat. All right, let's have some fun today.
Okay, I have all those super chats to put up, Todd.
Sweet.
So first one is actually from YouTube.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
Wow, $100 from
$100
Cindy. Thank you. Go Trump and Vance. Cindy, thank you so much for your support over there on YouTube, holding it down.
Then we have Punisher for $5.
Good morning, fellas. Todd, Mr. Spears, I wanted to congratulate you on your very first episode because it has become clear that was both your first and last.
Punisher is freaking awesome, dude.
Obviously, we know this dude personally. I'm going to find out who you are and where you live, bud, I promise.
You keep it up, Punisher. That's awesome.
Yeah. Miss Lori, 111. I work for a big healthcare conglomerate, but I was forced to get the vaccine or not have a job. I will not this time. Wow. Hey, I get it. Over 8,000 DOD members lost their careers because of it. The Wolf 092. Wow, Alexa sounds just like KJP. Lies and misinformation coming out of her mouth. She does kind of do sound like it a little bit.
She does kind of do sound like it. That's what you just sounded like.
Well, she does kind of do sound like her. She does. From
All
Ratchet.
right, this one says Lila Rose can pound sand. Again, Lila's a good friend. I believe her heart is in the right place because she feels so passionately about this. I just believe that, the missile that is Lila Rose in live action that's doing amazing thing for pro-life, I just think it's pointed in the wrong direction at this particular moment in time. And this says you cannot legislate morals. Again, I don't 100% think that's true because you can put people in to the legislative branch that actually have morals. So therefore, you can influence morals in legislation. But again, I don't think a full abortion ban will ever happen until Jesus comes back. I just don't. But what I do know is that Trump may not have it 100% right, but Camala has it 100% wrong.
That's
That's what I do know.
That's a fact. Robin Hoodlum, 187. I like that one. Look up Talia Crockett. Huma Latine killed alongside her boyfriend by a Honduran migrant here illegally. The hits just keep coming.
Yep.
They just keep coming. White Knight, 126. Another great song, What It's Like by Everlast. That is a good song.
That is a good song.
I'll give you that one. I like that one. That's a good song. Old song. Sea Mules, regarding modern wisdom video, but God, we have to pray more than ever for God to intervene, not just for this election, but for the future. It's pure evil. It's a fact. Signals, by the way, fellow Andersonian here.
Hey, cool.
Nice. NM Englert 04. Can't wait to watch the second episode of In the Hot Seat. Great job, Todd. Angry, less censored. Todd is awesome. Go Cowboys. Love the hat, Tony.
Yeah, that's why it's only on Rumble and audio. Todd show. Yes.
Get us kicked off of everything. And by the way, Todd, it's NM Englert 04. LOL. Thank you. And listen, if you've got one of them long usernames, you got to said that thing out for me. You got to put it in crayon, some of you. Jennifer Mitz. See, that one's easy. Thanks, God. Thanks, guys. You're a blessing. Congrats, Tony, on your granddaughter. Todd, great show yesterday. Happy for you and for us.
Hey, there we go. Hey, I just want to say this. You guys are so awesome. Kaloho says, love you guys. Todd, what happened to your erase board? That's me.
Over there.
I told him that his backdrop was an absolute dumpster fire mess. It was too much stuff going on. He had to clean that stuff up. And doesn't it look so much better? I mean, he did a great job. Yeah, but all of us here were like, Todd, you got to change.
You got too much stuff, man.
You got to clean that stuff up, bro. You got to clean it up. And it looks so much better. Royce, you got to get you a black backdrop somehow, some way.
I don't have a studio, man.
Back to the point. I want to say that, again, it has always been my dream that Dear America, the idea of Dear America would become bigger than just me. And so I think it's cool that now we've got underneath the umbrella, we've got Todd's show that is 100% his own. He can do it, and I think that's awesome. If me and Riley can work out a King's Council thing that makes sense for both sides, I think it'd be really cool to have the King's Council show underneath the Dear America umbrella as well. And yeah, man, maybe this thing continues to grow and maybe it turns into, how cool would it be if one day from like 9 a.m. to freaking, 3 or 4 or 5 in the afternoon, we just got content for you guys, like shows for you guys that you guys can just tune in and just leave it on all day, every day. And, I think that would be really awesome, but we're going to do it right. We're going to do it slow, and make sure that it's done right. And so, Todd can attest to this. He was ready to go with the show probably about 45 days ago. And I was the one was like, hey, maybe let's just make sure we do it right. If we're going to do it, let's make sure we do it right for the audience. And look how good it turned out on episode 1. And he did a great job and an amazing job on it. Todd has to be punched on the side of the head sometimes. And so, there's only a few people.
I always say I am one of the good Lord's most stubborn children. I am. It is what it is.
It's like that old Ernest movie. He never knew when to quit, and he does the erase board. That's you. All right, I just wanted to say thank you guys for supporting this family. That
and if
we
y'all
got
didn't
going
hate
on here.
sports so much, I do a sports show too. But God, y'all hate sports.
No. Hey, tomorrow you better get it out of your. Better get your panties out of a wad because David Pollitt will be here tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. I'm excited
at the 10 o'clock hour of the show,
so
and we're going to
fun.
have the top 10 matchups, and we're going to do our predictions, and we're going to keep a running track of who wins in college football predicting in the season. We're going to keep a track. It's going to be a fun end of the week. Don't worry, we're going to get all the political stuff out of the way, but then at 10 o'clock, David Pollitt's going to come on here. We're going to have a good time, and hey, suck it up. This is going to be fun time for you to figure out actually what's going on in college football. I'm super pumped about it. It's going to be awesome because I'm going to win. And so
people are like, no, you're not.
I'm absolutely going to win. All right.
Two more.
All right. Yeah, here we go.
From Georgia Peach, typical audio listener here, but I'm on maternity leave and have loved having the time to watch the live show. Will miss it as I go back to work after this week. Thanks, guys, for all that you do. Oh, awesome.
Well, thank you for listening to the audio.
And congratulations.
Man, congratulations. Yeah. And then I'm glad you finally got to see us in person. Here we are.
Yeah. From Ratchet. Do not murder is a legislated moral. How many make How many happen every day? It is a heart issue. There you go. Very
Correct.
smart.
And then we got another one.
Last one.
We need a Cartel Tony show. Yes.
Yeah, look at Tony. Automatic. No. It just immediately shook his head.
Not gonna happen.
Tony is a grandfather now, and Tony is needs to watch what he says and reacts and whatnot. And by the way, I just want to say thank you to everybody for all the congratulations and whatnot. I never thought that I would be in love so soon again. I mean, 2 days with the baby girl. She was laying on my chest.
You're such a sap.
I love you too,
Tony.
Tony.
I don't even have the words to explain how I feel when she lays on my chest. It's just awesome, man.
That's a question I was going to ask you offline. I guess I'll do it in front of everybody. Like, how different is it being your kid versus Grant? Because I mean, I'm getting there too. My oldest son is married now, and so like, how's that difference between like when you see your grandbaby for the first time
to me,
versus
it's the
your
exact
child?
same. I feel the same as when all my daughters were born because she's just an extension of me, of me and my wife, and it's
the fruit of your loins.
Yeah, it's just it's unexplainable, really. What if I mean, like I said, I mean, I when you have something like that happen to you, and everybody told me, oh, having grandbabies is great and blah blah blah, and until you experience it, it's just it's just like having a child, having your own child. It's fantastic.
I would imagine it's great because you get to do all the cool things that people love so much about having a baby, and then you get to go, okay, here. See you in the morning after I sleep all night.
You can have all of the candy that you want. Yeah, they're ready.
I'm so going to be that grandpa.
Oh, I am, 100%.
Oh, okay, he's not allowed to have cake and ice cream. Okay, cool, got it. Hey, you want to go to Brewster's? Like, we're getting out of this concentration camp. We're getting out of here.
Ice cream.
I'm going to totally be that grandpa. I'll just have it in my pockets at all times, like everything they're not supposed to. Oh, you're not supposed to watch a scary movie? Let me introduce you to Michael Myers.
Yes.
That's going to be me.
Yes.
We're watching some Chucky tonight.
Oh, your mother wants you to not be an Alabama fan? Let me show you Roll Tide. Cacao. That's going to be me. Oh, we got another one.
One more, yeah.
Prayers for Susie and her family losing her husband to cancer from the vaccine. Glad to have her with us on the show. Stay with us. Great show, guys. Love y'all. Can't wait to that's
prayers, Susie. Absolutely.
Another one from Kaloho. As a new grandma, it's totally different than as a mom. Love being a grandma.
Yep.
Love it. Awesome. Love it. All right, guys. That's all we got for this episode. Thank you guys so much. Remember, please go support the sponsors that support us. Click the link in the description, or if you're on Rumble, click the pinned comment right now. I'm going to get a list of everybody that orders, and I'm going to pick 3 of you to help you out on your rent or your mortgage. I'm going to talk to the wellness company to maybe double that as well. But I believe that strongly that you need to be prepared. So please go right now. Do not hesitate. Go right this second. Make sure to check out Todd's show, 1 p.m.
Right
Eastern
here.
Standard Time, same place, just a different time for his show.
That's it.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll sign off and it'll go right into the next show one day. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to that point. All right. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the share button. And please leave us a comment in the comment section. I do want to know your thoughts. Do you believe they're going to go after Trump again? And what should we do? Let us know. Grandpappy Tony, say goodbye.
Hasta mañana, everybody.
All right, producer Royce.
Have a good day,
say goodbye.
everybody.
See, now you cut me off. See, yesterday you told me
you said,
I don't give
you
enough
always
of a
just say
thing.
Royce, and then I go. You never add on to that. So I'm just anticipating, man. I'm coming in at the right timing.
I love it. All right, and Todd, say goodbye.
Love you, miss you, mean it.
All right, and as always, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.